special. So what was it all about?
So basically, every parent in this country will be affected by this law. The Labour government are introducing the Children's Wellbeing in Schools Bill, which aims to completely strip parents of autonomy over the choices they make for their child in their education.
Right.
And it means what they learn, where they learn, who teaches them, tracking and tracing every detail about them and who teaches them and where they go. This isn't the role of government.
Yeah, so the probably are they reacting to the fact that there's been a lot of abuse and so on and so forth, and this is an overreaction to try and tighten things up, which is
absolutely The Sarah Sharif case is the one that obviously they've been using, but it's very disingenuous, David, because the Sarah Sharif case, she was known to social services. They failed her. The authorities that actually are already in place to protect children failed her, and that is the real issue, and that's the reason it's so disingenuous that the government are using this particular example. There are already legislation and authorities in place that actually protect children. Local authorities can put out a school attendance order if they feel a child is perceived not to be getting an education. The Children's Act already gives authorities the power to take children from their parents if they believe they are in harm's way. So these legislation is already in place, but the government isn't using them properly, and they are failing. That is what needs to be tackled. Taking away parental autonomy, that is a right enshrined in British law. And in 2011, there was a High Court case where the judge effectively said it is the parent's right to choose the suitable education for their child. So this is nothing that this country doesn't already understand. It's a very sneaky and disingenuous approach by the Labour government to remove parental rights. And it's wrong.
Yeah.
It goes against everything we believe. And as Christians, we really do have to stand up against this.
We do.
Because it is a spiritual battle.
So if this sparks a reaction in our listeners this morning, what action can we take?
The first step is to write to your MP and write vehemently and explain that the law already protects children. Fix the systems in place. Next, write to members of the House of Lords, because they are another step into making sure this law either goes through or doesn't. So I've been writing to about more than 100 members of the House of Lords. You can go onto the website, literally just type in Google members of the House of Lords, and it will give you their contact details, their email addresses. They even have some phone numbers. So write to them. Many of them are for us. Many of them are against, but I think the majority actually haven't read the entirety of the bill and understand the implications that it holds for the rights of individuals. Britain has been fantastic historically in protecting autonomy, right to your property, personal privacy, the right to a private life. These things are enshrined in British law, and this bill aims to literally destroy that. Data protection laws, all of these things are designed to protect individuals from the overreach of government. And this is exactly what's happening with the schools bill. And it's happening under the radar, and people don't really understand. So please mobilize Christians, because we have to stand up.
Yeah.
If we don't, who will?
Were you encouraged by the rally on Saturday?
I was, yes. I think it was when I arrived, I think people were a little bit confused as to what they were doing. They're mostly families. They're families with children. They're not kind of radical, militants. We're families. We're average, everyday people. And when we got together, we really encouraged each other. And the children were speaking on the megaphone. They were saying, why does the government need to give me a raise? I'm not a car, I'm a person. And that was one of my friends, Amelia. And the children understand it. And everyone understands that this is wrong. That if we're exposed to this legislation, understand what it actually means for day-to-day life, everyone would be in uproar. But the sad truth is not everybody knows what's going on.
So thank you for sharing with us as to how we can sort of react and make our voice heard in Parliament. Where can we read more detail about this proposed bill?
So amazingly, everything is online nowadays. So if you just type in Children's Wellbeing in Schools Bill into Google, it will come up with the government website with the PDF of the entire. the long, protracted documents. And the bit about home education, I think, is in section 25, as far as I remember. But it's extensive. It will take away schools' autonomy to be able to choose. Take on. It's so, and they penalise schools, private schools. It's just horrendous. The whole thing is just horrendous. So yes, it's all available online. What would be wonderful going forward when they do bills is that if they could have a lay-term document for people to read before they read the bill. But if you read it, you will understand it. It's just long and protracted. And you can also go on the HE Bytes website for home educators, where people have read it and have effectively summarised it and said what's wrong with it. So there are people that have done the legwork.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing that, Dahlia.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Take care.
We'll speak
Bye-bye.
again. Bye for now. Bye-bye.